While giving an injection, the young nurse made a horrifying discovery. She had mistakenly used morphine, thinking it was an antibiotic. Even worse, instead of administering the intended 3 milligrams, she had given a full 100 milligrams. Just 5 milligrams of morphine can be lethal. The elderly man tried to comfort her, telling her not to panic, because if the antidote was administered within 10 minutes, he'd be fine. He even pulled out a notebook, saying this would make for a fascinating murder method. But when they looked for the antidote, which was supposed to be in the medical kit, it was gone. The girl grew increasingly frantic. After all, they were at an isolated countryside estate. Even if they called for help, it would be too late. It seemed the old man was doomed to die tonight. He realized someone had deliberately set the nurse up. Still clinging to a shred of hope, the girl picked up the phone, only for the old man to abruptly hang up. He told her to listen carefully to every word he was about to say, because it was the only way she could clear herself of murder charges. He didn't want her family to be destroyed because of this. The old man instructed her, when she left, she must wave and say goodbye to his son standing at the door, then drive away from the estate. Once she was out of the surveillance range, she needed to park the car by the roadside, then sneak back in through the backyard gate. Since the family dog knew her, it wouldn't bark. However, to avoid being spotted, she would have to climb up the railings outside the walls and reach the 3rd floor again. Unfortunately, part of the railing broke as she climbed. When she finally made it back inside, the old man told her to put on his pajamas and hat. He knew his youngest son would be outside smoking at this time, and this disguise would make the son think he had seen his father. That way, she would have an alibi and clear herself of suspicion. But the girl had one fatal flaw: she couldn't lie without vomiting. The old man advised her to stick as close to the truth as possible, only tell partial truths if necessary. Then the girl climbed back down the railing, but accidentally ran into the old man's mother. Luckily, the elderly woman's eyesight was poor, and she mistook the girl for her great-grandchild, even asking why she had come back. Under the cover of night, the girl finally made it back home. But the next morning, when the butler opened the old man's bedroom door, he found the man's throat slashed, with a bloody dagger lying on the floor. Since the old man had been a famous mystery writer, news of his death quickly made headlines. The police initially ruled it a suicide, but the girl continued to live in fear. One day, she received a phone call. Now that the old man had been buried, the police still needed to ask some questions, and they requested that she return to work at the estate. What she didn't know was that this time, waiting for her wasn't just questioning, it was judgment.